What's up, all you Minties? Uncanny Omar here from his new Fortress of Solitude, which is really empty. Like, I gotta go through so many boxes and arrange my shelves. But anyway, the main reason I gathered all of us here today is because today I'm gonna be going over a list of Marvel Omnis that are out of print and talk about how we can get some of those reprinted. So join me. Welcome back, everybody. So yes, my shelves are a bit empty. As a matter of fact, these are the only Omnis I've opened up. And I think most of them are X-Men. I think some of them are still in print. Most of them are still in print. But anyway, you get the idea. But yes, today it is my pleasure to talk about some of these books that we can try to get reprinted. For the last few years, we've done these type of videos, and you all have a chance to vote. Used to be you had to have social media to vote. But because of my wonderful, wonderful viewers, James, Luis, and Chris, we were able to make pretty much a shared document among all of us. And I'll talk about how to do that here in a little bit. But it made it so much easier. By the way, I also did not even have a stock picture of Marvel Omnis. I know it's crazy. But so thank you so much to all the people that reached out to me. Grant, Adam, Anthony, Chris. I'm leaving out so many people. Man, thank you all so much. So now I have so many, I have like 20 emails of just different pictures of Omnis to use as the thumbnail. So, it doesn't matter if you have a PC, a Mac, your phone, a tablet, wherever it is, you can vote on these reprint polls. So, the way that this is going to work is it's going to be ranked, weighted voting. So, you have 5 choices. Your very first one takes priority, and then we take everybody's, and a couple of weeks later I'll announce which one the top 10 are, or maybe I'll do top 20 again. I don't know, but let's first of all though look at a list of all these books that are currently out of print. Now, some things you're not going to see on this list are things that are licensed, for example, like Stephen King's The Dark Tower, or The Stand for that matter. But everything else on this list is currently out of print. Just because you can find it at your comic book shop does not mean that it's not showing up out of print at the distribution center. So keep that in mind. So if you are interested in any of these, and you do find it at a comic book shop, hey, go and buy it. Support your local comic shop. All right. Let's get started with this list. Already out of print is Absolute Carnage. It's had 2 printings and it's already gone. Acts of Vengeance and Acts of Vengeance, the crossovers, Omnis. By the way, if you've never seen those, the standard edition covers have a connecting cover. It's so cool. Alpha Flight by John Byrne. Let's get that reprinted and then get an Alpha Flight Volume 2. Let's rebrand this one as a Volume 1, and a Volume 2 can come out, or they can call it the Bill Mantlo era. You have Jim Lee's artwork in there, Mike Mignola. Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 4. Just based on what some people have asked me, I'm pretty sure that one will make the list, at least the top 20. Atlantis Attacks Omnibus, and we also have Avengers by John Byrne Omnibus. Now, to a lot of people, this is regarded as West Coast Avengers Volume 3 or Avengers West Coast Volume 3. Avengers Volume 1, this is all the Silver Age stuff. Volume 2 and Volume 4. Interesting that Volume 3 is still in print, but it's got a very low stock. Now, I didn't go through the DMs or standard edition. I just put them in here if they are both out of print. So if one of them is still available, like through Amazon, the book market, you won't find it on this list. Avengers The Crossing. How dare you all let that go out of print? That book should always be in print. Cable and X-Force Omnibus, which a lot of us call X-Force Omnibus Volume 3. Captain America Omnibus Volume 1. This is the classic Captain America stuff. So, not the Golden Age. This is the Silver Age. Volume 1 and Volume 2 are currently out of print. Captain America, The Return of the Winter Soldier, and The Trial of Captain America, both out of print. And they've reprinted the first 3 Ed Brubaker's run. This is the final 2 volumes. Captain America by Mark Waid and Ron Gardy. If you've not read that, that stuff is amazing. Carnage Omnibus. Surprised Marvel didn't reprint that one with the movie. What was the Venom called? The Venom movie? All Out Carnage? Whatever it was. Cloak and Dagger Omnibus Volume 1. Yes, the classic stuff is out of print. That's right, you all did this. Conan the Barbarian Omnibus Volumes 1 and 2. This is the classic Marvel years. Daredevil Omnibus Volume 1. Finally out of print. That thing was That thing was forever in print. Daredevil by Bendis, both volumes 1 and 2 currently out of print. Daredevil by Ed Brubaker, volume 2. Now, people assume that, we're going to get one for sure. It's not a sure thing. We've had reprints in the past. For example, John Byrne's Fantastic Four Volume 1 got reprinted, but for some reason Volume 2 didn't. It wasn't until you all voted that Marvel started seeing an interest in these things. So this is your chance to vote for every question I get, like, when is this going to be reprinted? Now is your chance to speak up. Daredevil by Frank Miller Omnibus could be getting reprinted, but I added it on the list because it is currently out of print. Daredevil by Frank Miller, the Companion Omnibus. Daredevil by Mark Waid, Volume 1. And Volume 2, currently out of print. Daredevil Shadow. There's a lot of Daredevil that's out of print. Daredevil Shadowlands Omnibus. Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, Volume 1. Deadpool and Cable Omnibus. Oh, man, my favorite Deadpool run. Fabian Nicias had top-notch storytelling. Deadpool and X-Force Omnibus, which to all of us that keep tabs on where to put this in reading order, that is X-Force Volume 2. Deadpool The Beginnings Omnibus, Deadpool by Joe Kelly Omnibus, and Deadpool Classics Omnibus is out of print. I also added the Deadpool Minibus in here. Devil Dinosaur Omnibus, the thinnest Marvel Omnibus ever released, 8 issues long. Jack Kirby goodness when he came back, but I don't care. It's on there. It deserves it. It's such a good book. Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme Omnibus. Now, this is, of course, Volume 1, and this is the stuff that came out in the late 80s, early 90s. Not to be confused with the Silver Age Classic era. Earth X Trilogy Omnibus Alpha. The Evolutionary War Omnibus. That was a crossover through the annuals. Fantastic Four by Matt Fraction Omnibus. Fantastic Four by Mark Waid. Another Mark Waid book that's out of print. And Mike Wieringo. The Ghost Rider Omnibus. Now, that Ghost Rider is the only Ghost Rider Omnibus we have outside of the Cosmic Ghost Rider, and that is the Jason Aaron Ghost Rider. Guardians of the Galaxy by DNA, out of print. Guardians of the Galaxy by Brian Michael Bendis. Guardians of the Galaxy by Jerry Duggan. Guardians of the Galaxy by Jim Valentino. And Guardians of the Galaxy, the Solo Classic Omnibus. My goodness, Guardians of the Galaxy needs a movie to get these books back into print. Or, you know, for people to vote for them. Hawkeye by Fraction Omnibus. Really surprised that one didn't come back with the TV show on Disney+. Howard the Duck. This is the classic Howard the Duck by Steve Gerber Omnibus. Hulk by Loeb and McGinnis. This is also known as the Red Hulk era. Hulk Planet Hulk is out of print, but also the follow-up, World War Hulk. That's crazy. Both of those are out of print. Infinity War Omnibus. This is the sequel to Infinity Gauntlet, and it leads into the Infinity Crusade. Now, it would be interesting if they reprint that one, if we get a new spine on it, so it can match up the other two books. Invincible Iron Man Volume 1 and 2. This is the classic Silver Age stuff. Iron Man by Kurt Busiek and Sean Chen Omnibus. This is the relaunch. This is during the Heroes Return era. Iron Man by Michelini and Bob Layton, John Romita Jr. out of print. Not a lot of Iron Man omnis, but a lot of them are out of print. Iron Man, The Mask in the Iron Man Omnibus. John Carter, Warlord of Mars. I put that in here, but I don't know what the odds are that Marvel could still reprint that one. That one I wasn't sure about. And that's another reason why I do these out of print lists, in case you are wanting one of these books, and odds are they may not come back into print. If you ever run out to it in the wild, by all means, pick it up. Loki, Journey into Mystery Omnibus. Oh, that Gillen stuff is so good. Marvel 75th Anniversary Omnibus. Marvel Cinematic Universe Omnibus. Marvel Horror Omnibus. Oh, I stayed up all, till 3 o'clock in the morning reading that book. It's so good. The Marvel Monster Bus Volume 1. That's the stuff by Jack Kirby. Marvel Now Omnibus. Marvel Universe by John Byrne. And Marvel Omnibus. I love that they had fun with that one. Now, at this moment, before we continue the list, if you live in Europe and when these books come back into print, or some of them may already be at the shop, check out our sponsor from Europe. If you live in Europe and are interested in pre-ordering or purchasing Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU. Flat shipping of €9.90 for EU countries. Extremely careful and sturdy packaging. Emails are answered within 24 hours. And they have a superb selection of new releases and out-of-print books on their website. Just head over to waltzcomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. And for a limited time, you can use the code NEARMINTCONDITION, all one word, at the checkout for free shipping to all EU countries with your first order. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Mighty Thor Omnibus Volume 2, Mighty Thor by Walter Simonson. Miss Marvel Omnibus, let's get that to come back and get a Volume 2. Muppets Omnibus, that's right, it's out of print. So all you people that were like, I'm not buying that. Now where you at? Namor the Submariner by John Byrne and Jay Lee, out of print. New Avengers Omnibus Volume 1. This is the interesting one because people are like, hey, what are the chances of a Volume 2? I tell you what the chances of a Volume 2 are. A lot better if a Volume 1 comes back to print and Marvel sees there's a new interest in this book. New X-Men Omnibus. That book forever has been reprinted. I added it on the list because it is currently out of print, but that book has been reprinted at least 5 times. The official handbook of the Marvel Universe is out of print. I also put the Oz Omnibus in here because I don't know. I'm not sure about the license on that one yet, but I put it in here just in case. Punisher by Garth Ennis. Punisher Back to the War. That's like where he got the very beginnings, the early appearances of Punisher. Punisher Max by Garth Ennis, Volumes 1 and 2, and Punisher Max by Jason Aaron Omnibus, and Punisher by Rick Remender, which has the classic Frankencastle. Man, I remember when that book came out, I was like, what, Frank? Like, they ripped his body apart, then they made him into a Frankenstein monster? Sure, whatever. At that point, Rick Remender was just having fun. Runaways Omnibus, if you've not read that stuff is phenomenal. So Conan, the original Marvel years, is not the only ones that are out of print, because you also have Savage Sword of Conan Volumes 1 and 2 out of print. Secret Invasion Omnibus. Now, I added that in here, but on my Saturday streams, when somebody asked me, what are the chances of this coming back into print, I said, let's do one better. Let's get a new Avengers Omnibus reprint, and then get a Volume 2 that contains all of Secret Invasion. But that's just my 2 cents. At the end of the day, Marvel's going to do what they need to do. Secret Warriors Omnibus. That's one of the last Jonathan Hickman books to be out of print, and one that almost made the top 20 last year. Secret Wars 2, that's right, because I just announced Volume 1 coming back into print. Shang-Chi, Master Kung Fu, Volumes 1 and 4 are out of print. The Shield Omnibus, now that's one of my most wanted because for some reason I never got it. Spider-Man by John Byrne Omnibus. Spider-Man by David Michelinie and Eric Larson Omnibus. It's the follow-up to the Michelinie and McFarlane Omnibus. Spider-Man Ben Reilly Omnibus Volume 1 and the Clone Saga Volume 2. Those I get asked about so often, as well as this next book, and that is Spider-Man vs. Venom Omnibus, which is the only place that collects Maximum Carnage in oversized format. And you could read it after the events of the Eric Larson Omni, but I would love a Spider-Man by David Michelinie Bagley Omnibus. Squadron Supreme Omnibus is the classic Mark Gruenwald stuff. Oh man, underrated. Nobody talks about it. So here we have a bunch of Star Wars books. We have Star Wars Droids and Ewoks, the Kanan Omnibus, Star Wars Omnibus Volumes 1, 2, and 3. That's the classic Marvel run, and the Marvel UK book. Superior Foes of Spider-Man. For those of you that have enjoyed Nick Spencer's run, if you've not read this is so funny. Thanos, the Infinity Saga Omnibus. Thor by Straczynski. Now, hear me out. If that one gets voted, I would love to see that expanded with Gillen's run on there. To get it just lined up perfectly to Matt Fraction's run. That's what I would love to see. Thor, Heroes Return Omnibus Volume 2. Volume 1 is still in print. Timely's Greatest, the Golden Age Submariner. Oh, man. Tomb of Dracula Omnibus Volumes 1, 2, and 3. Volume 2 almost made it in our top 20 last year, but we'll see where it ends up this year. A lot of new collectors out there. Ultimate Comics Avengers. Now that's the follow-up to the Ultimates by Mark Miller. So this is also by Mark Miller. Ultimate Death of Spider-Man. Sorry, that's a spoiler, but I can't do much about that. Uncanny Avengers Omnibus. Hey, I had that one behind me, as well as Uncanny X. I can't believe Uncanny X-Force is back out of print again. That's crazy. Ven Omnibus, Volumes 2 and 3. War of the Kings Prelude Omnibus. Now, War of the Kings just came back. Just announced that it was coming back in the print, and the Prelude is officially out of print with Realm of the Kings running really low in stock, and I think probably when this video ends, it will be out of print. Werewolf by Night Omnibus. West Coast Avengers Omnibus Volumes 1 and 2. Now, I said the third one is the John Byrne Omnibus. Wolverine Omnibus Volume 1. How in the world is that one out of print? I love you all. That's crazy. Good job. Wolverine by Mark Miller Omnibus, Wolverine by Jason Aaron Omnibus, and Volume 2, where Wolverine Goes to Hell, are both out of print, with Wolverine and the X-Men, which is considered Volume 3, just coming back into print. X-Force Omnibus Volume 1 is out of print, Women of Marvel Omnibus, X-Men The Dark Phoenix Saga. I still left it in here, even though we're going to get a Phoenix Omnibus Volume 1. It's the exact same content as that, but just because, I don't know, somebody out there, all 5 of you that like to collect every X-Men Omnibus wants to have a list, that one's out of print. X-Men Legacy Legion Omnibus, X-Men Revolution Omnibus, X-Men vs. Apocalypse the 12th Omnibus, Ecstatics Omnibus, and just because it's tradition by now, I have to add in one more OHC, one X-Men OHC, and I let the Patreons vote for which one, because there have been 4 that went out of print around the same time. So the number 1 vote that I'm going to try to sneak in there, we'll see what Marvel says in case it gets voted in our top 10, top 20. X-Men Extinction Agenda Days of Future Present. I'm not sure if they already have plans for it, if they want to do a New Mutants Omnibus Volume 4, and they're like, hey, we want to do a Days of Future Present and Extinction Agenda in that omnibus. I'm not sure, but I did want to bring it to their attention that it is currently out of print. Now, some of these books, like I said, you can still find in the wild, and when they come back into print, check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget, the CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. Now let's talk about how you can vote. So, in the description of this video, there is the link to the 2022 Marvel Omnibus Reprint poll. In there you have 5 choices to make. Your first choice, second choice, third choice, fourth choice, fifth choice. That's it. You get 5 votes. Your number 1 choice will be the one that takes top priority. And like I said, this is all ranked and weighted. So, meaning everybody's answer will be accumulated, and then we will find the results. I'm going to leave it up for a week so everybody can vote, share the video, let others know where you get your breaking news, and make sure that people vote on this, because it is very important. This is your chance to speak up. This is your chance for every Saturday you're on there going, when is this going to get reprinted? Omar, this is ridiculous that this is... Doesn't matter what I think, it matters what you think. I am stepping out of this one. This is all up to you. It is what you all want reprinted. Now, don't come and yell at me in case you wanted the Avengers The Crossing reprinted and it didn't even make the top 50. That ain't on me. That's on everybody else. So it is your voice. And, you know, for the last few, like 3 years, Marvel was kind enough to listen and even let me sneak in some X-Men OHCs to be reprinted as Omnis. So we'll see what we can do this year. You do have to put in your email address, though. I do have to say that. We're not going to spam you. We're not going to send you anything. It's just make sure we're getting rid of bots, and you have to answer a question at the bottom. You don't have to put what your name is on YouTube. That's all. That's optional. And then just hit submit. That's it. And then come back here. I'll have the results next week. I'll share them with Marvel. I'll probably put the top. I'll do top 10. I'll do top 20 again. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Maybe they might humor us and give us top 20 again. Because we had 19 out of the 20 from last year. That's awesome. And then on our Patreon, I'll probably put the actual list of all the books and how they were ranked and how many votes they got. But that's all you have to do. Come back here, I'll say the week after next. Come back here every day. I mean, why aren't you? But come back here the week after next if you want to see the results. I'm going to get with Tiger Eyes. He does a poll every year at the Masterworks Forum to talk about like the top 50 most wanted Marvel Omnis. We don't really do that here because Marvel has their own ideas, but sometimes we throw our ideas their way. But the reprint poll is where it's at. Now, if you're interested in the Marvel Epic Collection reprint poll, I'm going to be working on that. I have a list already started, and I'm going to get with my guys to see if we can get that going. And people have been wanting a DC reprint poll, even though I have a contact over there that hardly ever gets back to me twice a year. Maybe they'll get back to me that time, so we'll be happy to do that DC Omni and Absolute Edition reprint poll. But that's it. It's your chance to speak up. Everyone, stay healthy and safe out there. Good luck, good journey. Much love.